What is happening? Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're on the path to 100 subscribers, almost halfway there. Appreciate all the support. Seahawks, John Schneider, what in the heck is going on? Guys, this is going to be more of a ramble video of going over Seahawks free agency, my thoughts and opinions on everything. And as you can tell, I'm not happy, I'm pissed. For the free agency that's basically now over, there's so many opportunities for us to upgrade or get a really talented player in every kind of position, and we kind of failed on that. I mean, I'm going to break it down. We're going to go over everything about what we've done so far in free agency. Starting things off, the Seahawks cut Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs. Fans and myself kind of were prepared to get rid of Jamal Adams. Jamal kind of was a flop for us in regards to getting him from New York. So that was kind of a known. People and myself were kind of a little bit surprised on Quandre Diggs being cut. Me not so much being surprised. I was a little bit, but he did take a step back and regressed a little bit in his play. He is getting older, but it did save us a lot of cap room. So going into the free agency, I'm like, okay, we freed up some cap space. Maybe we can make some moves and get upgrades. So free agency hits and the legal tampering period, free agency. And we decide to only bring back 3 guys. Okay, so we're going to lose out on Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks, 2 very talented linebackers, one a Hall of Famer and one who gets 100 tackles, combined tackles every season, basically. Okay, well, there's some talented linebackers out there that we could probably replace him with. That's fine. Same thing on the offensive side of the ball. So we decide not to bring back Damian Lewis, he's not an all-pro, but he is just about to be there. He's a very solid guard. Yes, had injury problems last year, but again, when he's healthy, he's very good. So okay, fine. There's some talent out there that we could probably replace him with. So the 3 players we do sign are 2 of them I'm happy with. One of them not so much. First one being Darrell Taylor. Granted, Darrell Taylor we brought back for a small deal for a 1-year contract, but really, Darrell Taylor is kind of a draft bust for us. He was brought in, very high scouted, and high praise for him. Everyone was expecting him to do very well, and he kind of hasn't. He hasn't really done much. He struggles to get pressure on the quarterback. He can't really help stop the run. So I would say he's an average or below average pass rusher. We got him for a lower amount. Not super happy that we did bring him back, but so. The other 2 guys, Noah Fant and Leonard Williams, we overpaid. Noah Fant, we overpaid a little bit, but man, did we really overpay for Leonard Williams. I don't know what John Schneider and the Seahawks were thinking, why he wanted to pay these 2 guys so much money when, again, they're talented, but they're not worth the amount of money that we gave them. So, alright, fine, we overpaid for those 2 guys. We still have lots of cap. We can go out and get some free agents. So, going into the first couple days of free agency, lose out on Bobby Wagner, lose out on Jordan Brooks, and I'm like, okay, Patrick Queen's out here. Let's try and get Patrick Queen. No, Patrick Queen's not going to come to Seattle. He's going to sign elsewhere. Damn. Okay. So, well, let's look at this. Okay. Well, Devin White's still out there. Let's go get Devin White. He can be a number 1. No, Devin White's going to go to Philadelphia. So the Seattle Seahawks decide, instead of signing any of those guys who are Pro Bowlers, they're going to go out and panic. In my opinion, John Schneider and the Seahawks panicked and got Tyrel Dodson. And I've seen Seahawks fans super excited. Oh, Tyrel Dodson was the number 1 linebacker for Pro Football Focus. The guy played 10 games and he's played 1 season, really 1 season as a starter in the NFL, and he only came in because of an injury. Yes, did he play well? That's fine, but are we really going to bank our linebacking situation on on one like partial season, not even a full season, has never had 100 combined tackles. All the other linebackers I just named had 100 plus tackles between their tenured. So, okay, fine. Who else did we bring in at linebacker? We still have a void there. There's really nothing left. We bring in Jerome Baker from Miami. Again, one of those guys who's an okay linebacker. He could be an okay number 2. He's not really a number 1 change your defense kind of guy. So you're telling me we went from a future Hall of Famer and a really good linebacker in Jordan Brooks to a guy who hasn't played a full season at linebacker and isn't really proven, and a guy who is a solid number 2. Wow, okay, that's fantastic. All right, what are we going to do at the safety position? We got rid of 2 safeties, right? Okay, well, we bring in Rashawn Jenkins. Fine, he's older, okay. We do have some younger talent at safety. We still have Julian Love. Got it. We got Kobe Bryant, who played a little bit at safety last year, played solid. So we just needed some veteran help. I'll give John Schneider and the Seahawks that. We only needed a veteran safety, and we got one. I'll give him that. I'll give him a pass on that. Okay, let's look at the defensive line. We really struggled at pass rush last year once Uchenna Nwosu got injured, and we struggled and struggled and struggled. Well, Danielle Hunter's out there. Are we going to go out and maybe get Danielle Hunter, maybe upgrade our pass rush that we desperately need? No, we don't sign anybody. We don't get anybody at the pass rush. Okay, fine. Cornerback situation. I think we're fine at cornerback, but we decided to bring in Artie Burns. Fine, whatever. So you're telling me that our defense that struggled last year towards the end of the season is now really downgraded on players. Great. Fantastic. Let's jump over to the offensive side of things. I just told you that we lost a bunch on defense, right? Well, we also lost a bunch on offense too, not counting our offensive guard. We lost 2 of our tight ends. One, Kobe Parkinson, who was a very talented young tight end who was also good at blocking but catching. Okay, fine. He was also a big target. I think he was like 6'5". Very good tight end. And we also lost the number 1 blocking tight end in the NFL last year in Will Dissly. Great. So what are we going to do to replace those guys? We go out and we get Pharaoh Brown, an older tight end from the New England Patriots again, who hasn't done much in the NFL. Fantastic. That's great. What are we going to do on the offensive line? Our offensive line was injuries last year, and what are we going to do to address that? We just lost our guard. Who are we going to replace him with? We got Nick Harris, a guy who's again, average, below average interior guard from the Cleveland Browns. Fantastic. So you're telling me we got rid of Damian Lewis, who again is on the cusp of being a Pro Bowler, to someone who's not even close. Okay, fine. Well, we're still missing an opportunity for a tight end here. Are we going to add some more depth on the offensive line? Sure, let's add some more depth. We get George Fant back. Fabulous. One of Pete Carroll's projects. And one of the ones that actually worked out. A player who started in another sport and was brought over to football. Fabulous. We're going to bring him back, who's also 31 and getting older. So we bring him in to maybe help out with tight end and our offensive line. Fabulous. Great. Gotta love it. Our offseason's going great. No, not really at all. We didn't upgrade in any situation at all. We had plenty of cap space to do so, and we passed on a bunch of players. Great job. I am not happy with this. So, looking forward to the draft. Okay, great. We're getting ready to get into the draft. Who are we going to draft? What's going to happen with that? Since we lost our backup quarterback, we could maybe get someone to replace Geno. Exciting. Yes. No. What do? We get Sam Howell from the Washington Commanders. Why? Why did we just told the NFL what we're doing in the draft? We told every team now. We're not going to draft a quarterback since we just traded for one with the team Granted, he's 23 years old. But what if I told you if he's 23 and 23 for touchdown throws and interceptions? So he's 500. So, and he's got time as a starter in this league. And the Washington Commanders offense isn't terrible. They've got weapons. So you're telling me we wanted to not get somebody in the draft that could have really good star potential at quarterback. Instead, we're going to go with a guy who's shown that he can't be a starter in this league. And, of course, John Schneider's, I found it amazing that he actually said this, and ridiculous. His reasoning for getting Sam Howell, one of them being that he's younger, or if not the same age as some of these guys in the draft, like Penix or McCarthy. And he's a year younger than Bo Nix. Are you kidding me? You're going to base trading for him because he's of age of these guys coming in the draft? These guys in the draft haven't been able to haven't shown that they can play in the NFL. I'll give you that. But we've got tape on Sam Howell, and we know that he can't be a starter. Maybe he can. Maybe he can be changed and worked up and play better. But from the few years that he's played in the NFL, he hasn't shown it. Not at all. Again, 23 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. That's not great. To me, the Seahawks are showing me that, okay, so we're going to have Geno Smith start with a less talented team and hope that we can maybe draft really well and grind out and get the 7th seed in the wild card. I thought our goal here was to win Super Bowls, not compete for maybe a playoff appearance. To me, the Seahawks, John Schneider, we flopped. We've really flopped this offseason. And Pete Carroll said something that was really interesting to me in regards to his firing, saying that football minds were making the decisions. Non-football minds were making the decisions, mind you. And it's starting to make me wonder, was Pete Carroll the one that was persuading John Schneider to get some of these players in previous years from free agency and the draft? I know he had a lot of pull in the draft, but man, this first year without Pete and John's doing all of the works with all these players, it's really starting to scare me. The Seahawks team was below average in my opinion last season. They should have been a lot better, but they underperformed. And we completely downgraded in a lot of positions. So how are we going to get better in that stance? I don't know, guys. I'm very frustrated. Again, like I've said 100 times. In my eyes, John Schneider is going to be on the hot seat if we're going to start doing stuff like this. So hopefully we can have a solid draft. I'm not happy that we're not going to draft a quarterback. Clearly, we're probably going to draft a defensive guy or trade down because we have no draft picks. We're going to hope to pray we can get offensive linemen that are Pro Bowlers in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round. But who knows, guys? What do you guys think? Are you happy with the Seahawks offseason? I'm clearly not. Let me know in the comments, and till next time.